welcome back to Sex, Brains and Money with our third guest of the day, Carlyle Jansen from Good For Her. Thanks for joining us today, Carlyle.
It's a pleasure.
So Carlyle's online shop is called Good For, sex shop is called Good For Her, and I wanted to ask, what is it that makes your store different than others?
So one of the things people will notice is that our store front is in a house. And so my desire was to create a space where people who weren't so comfortable walking into sex shops would feel comfortable walking into our store. So it feels very much like you're walking into a living room. We offer you tea or water if it's really steamy outside.
Like today.
Yes. And so it tends to be a comfortable environment. There are no XXX signs out front. You wouldn't know that you were walking into a sex shop. So it offers that discretion that some people really, really need. Another thing is that we chose not to carry the joke products because for some people that puts them off. I know some people really like those things, but for a lot of our clientele, they like not having that. And then I would say that our staff are really, really well trained. They've been with the store for up to 5-8 years. And so they really get to know the business. They really understand how to answer people's questions and give them what they really need. And then finally, I would say that our products are very carefully curated, and so we're always looking for what's different, what fills the niche, and not just to have everything, because not everything really works. And so you need to have different kinds of products depending on who you are, whether you orgasm easily or you don't, whether you're interested in porn that gets straight to the action or whether you want a little bit of story. So trying to fill all different kinds of niches.
Oh, that's great. It sounds like you really sort of cater your products to your customers instead of expecting your customers to cater to the products, and I think that's really the right approach to go about it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So how does your personal philosophy on sex influence the way that you operate your business?
So our philosophy on sex is that everybody is unique, and everybody's desire and everybody's body and everybody's preferences, everybody's experiences are just as valid as anyone else's. So once again, trying to cater to different kinds of people. There are many things that we carry that actually don't make us money because there isn't a large niche, but it's important so that everybody walks in, feels that they feel reflected in the space. So that's one of the things. Another is that we're very eco-conscious. And so what's great is that there are now lots and lots of products that are eco-friendly, body safe, good for the environment, and so people have those kinds of choices. Now, they tend to be more expensive, so we still have a few things that aren't as eco-friendly. Some people don't mind things that aren't so eco-friendly. Some people are on a tighter budget. And so once again, it's about catering to different tastes and what different people are looking for. So that's another philosophy that really informs making sure that everybody feels welcome and that we offer a diversity of products.
And I've been there, and I can absolutely say that you do, and I think it's a great shop, and I think that you do a really good job of making your clientele feel comfortable. And you know, for a lot of people it can be very daunting to go into a sex store, as you said, and you know, trying to search out that perfect toy. We had Mandy DeGate on a previous episode talking about how there's no such thing as a perfect toy. There's no one toy that's going to get everybody off, and she says there's no worst toy either, because she says, you know, pick any toy, I'll find you at least one person who enjoys it. So
absolutely.
So you talk about sex all the time, and it's, you know, very much a part of your life and part of your business. Do you ever get tired of it? Do you ever feel like you're talking about it too much? Does it ever seem to lose its interest for you, or?
Well, you know, when I have those moments where I'm like, oh, here's another person asking about, you know, this particular vibrator. What I realize is it's the same approach that we need to have around sex. So if you want to keep your relationship interesting, you need to rediscover your partner every time. And so if you approach your partner in having sex in the same way, doing the same routine, it's going to get boring.
Of course.
But if you approach your partner as though, you know what, it's a new day, it's a different day, and the parable, you never step into the same river twice, right? The river is different because of all the frogs that have jumped by and the river flowing. And so if you approach your partner as you're a whole different person and I'm going to touch you and rediscover you, the same applies to asking and answering questions. So even though somebody asks where is the G-spot, they're coming from a different place. They might have different experiences. They might know different things about their body. Their comfort level with even talking about it will dictate how I answer it. And so it's never boring. Everybody is different. It's always a new question, no matter how many times I've heard it before.
Well, you know what? I couldn't agree with you more. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, I think that the range of sexual diversity in this world is about as wide as the range of people in this world, because
Absolutely.
I don't think any two people like exactly the same thing all the time. And if you're doing exactly the same thing all the time, it's probably going to get boring pretty quickly. So we've got a couple minutes left. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Feminist Porn Awards, which you've been putting on for a few years now?
So the Feminist Porn Awards came off as an idea that we had where we recognized that porn, which had traditionally been a male-dominated, male-produced, male-viewered industry, was starting to shift. There were women starting to get behind the camera, trans people getting behind the camera, people of color, which was unheard of before. And they were making good quality porn that a wider range of people were actually appreciating. And so what we thought is we wanted to honor and recognize these people for the great work that they were doing. And so we put on an event, and it was so popular that people said, we want this to happen again. So we created the Feminist Porn Awards. It happens every year in April, and it's a chance for porn stars to get recognition, for films to gain awards, and for people who are looking for films to get a sense of what is something that meets a certain standard of approval, where people have choice in the kind of work that they're doing, where they are valued as actors, where there aren't any racist stereotypes, where women are empowered. Even if they're submissive, they're still empowered. And so it offers a forum for people who are consumers to be able to sift through and see what are some films that I might actually enjoy, either on my own or with a partner.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about your business, and as well talking about the Feminist Porn Awards. I hope that people in watching at home will get a chance to check out the your store and the Feminist Porn Awards as well. So thank you again. We're just going to take a quick 2-minute commercial break while I'm going to try and cool myself down a little bit, and then I'll come back at the end and respond to some of the tweets that you've been sending me. I've been checking them on my computer, and there's some good ones. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.